the Vatican and some of the techniques they were using in mosaics. And it's a very interesting technique.
Yeah, she was telling me 1500.
Right.
Yeah.
We're about your eye. Every story
Yeah, I've never seen this before. And I've been to a lot of art shows. I've never seen this technique.
So this is considered to be lost art. There are really only a handful of people in Italy for the most part that are working on art. Otherwise, it is just pieces that are about your art.
Okay, we're on another episode of About Your Art podcast. We're here with beautiful, beautiful Joyce and her beautiful jewelry.
Thank you.
So we're at the Dogwood Festival again in Atlanta, and so tell me about your art, Joyce.
Well, hi. I make these. They're Italian. It's a technique that developed in Rome. In the 1500s by the Vatican. It's called mosaics in Italian. Forgive my Minnesota accent, but Romano filato, meaning Roman thread.
That sounds great. You did
because
good.
A lot of these pieces are the diameter of almost thread-like.
Wow.
So this whole technique developed to preserve paintings that were deteriorating in the Vatican. They wanted to save them. They called them eternal paintings. So the whole ceiling and everything in a lot of the cathedrals were reinterpreted in glass. So they would last forever. And when they were finished with that, they had a whole workforce of artisans, and they started to miniaturize them and sell them to tourists that were coming through Europe during the 1700s on what they called the Grand Tour. So they were making little miniature architectural scenes and things like that out of these tiny little filaments of glass. So the glass itself comes from Murano, Italy. And it'll be like a raw form of glass, which these are like little chunks of it. I'll take colors that are going to work for my design, which I'll draw out in advance. So I'll create the setting first. And after I've completely finished the setting, I'll draw an image of what I want the interior to look like, and then I'll start to create the glass. So all of these little glass, different shades, I'll take a big torch to them, and I'll start heating up the glass. And I have a long, thin kind of a metal implement to use, and it'll look like I've got a hot lollipop on the end of a poker, basically. So I'll take this hot lollipop and mix my colors, or sometimes I won't mix it much if I want it to have a little striated look, and then I'll shape it. So I've got different tools I use to shape. Sometimes it's a piece of broken marble with a nice flat piece, and I'll kind of set it right down on top of the glass and make it a flat little rectangle. I heat the glass back up, and I come at it from the center, and I get a perfect little miniaturized form of that shape of the glass. So you can make a star too if I want to pinch the sides.
Hold on a second.
We
got a noise.
We're gonna wait on that one. And that's why.
That's the beauty of doing it like this. We're in the wild.
You're in the wild.
Yes. Have you
wild.
seen those little shows where people go up to people on the street and they tell them, but they say, "Tell me about your love story." Have you seen those?
I've seen some of these.
Yeah. That kind of inspired me too. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." It's like we're in the wild. Anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's okay. You're good. You're good at this.
So tell me more. So you hit the lollipop and then you stretch it.
So I make the glass, and I'll stretch the glass into whatever shape I've got made it that hot lollipop into. It'll keep its shape. So you could make a star. If I have that ball of glass and I start pinching it from the outside edges, and then I stretch it from the center, I get a little tiny star.
Ooh, yeah.
So these are some of the filaments.
So it's like miniature glass blowing that you're doing in a way.
But instead of blowing it, you're stretching it.
You're manipulating it.
Right. And the glass is kind of like a spun enamel. They actually call it spun enamel. This is a messy little container of pieces, but they're little individual little filaments. Some of the bigger ones are just a little easier to see right now. The tip is the part that ends up visible in the design. So I might have something that looks, one way on the length of it, but the very tip is what ends up in the design. So after these have cooled, I cut them. And I cut them precisely to the level of the design, of the setting itself. So it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I take a triangular shaped file and you give it a score. And then I take my little tweezers and snap it off, and it's hard to see. Now these are called tesserae. They're little individual, little tiny pieces. And this, now I'm moving my hand.
It's
I had coffee today. I don't at home. This is a caffeine-free endeavor. And it's best to. Then I take the setting and I'll start placing all of these little filaments of glass, the tesserae, vertically.
Wow.
So they're held in place with a kind of a stucco adhesive. The stucco is underneath it. I aim for it to not be visible.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll tint it with a little bit of an oil paint if I want it to look a little, recede a little bit more. But it's a kind of a putty made following a Roman formula, and it's pulverized travertine marble, linseed oil, and lime. It's something that took me the whole summer to make the first batch of because it's got to dry to completely rock hard dryness, and then you repulverize it and you add your linseed oil back in. Okay. And that's what creates a stickiness.
Pause, right?
You do a lot of
the micro mosaics, right?
Micro mosaic, and it's amazing.
Okay, so you said you've admired her work for a long time.
Yes,
that's cool.
Yes. Thanks.
We love that. Oh my God, thank you.
I'm a jeweler also.
Oh, cool. Right.
With the metal art skills of George.
Oh yeah, that's right,
yes.
Ellen. Sure, I didn't recognize you for a minute. Yeah,
very cool.
Nice seeing you again.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I've never seen this, and I've been to a lot of art shows.
Right.
I've never seen this technique.
So this is considered to be a lost art.
Oh, wow.
There are really only a handful of people in Italy, for the most part, that are working in the modern era. Otherwise, it is just antiques that you might have a chance to see.
Wow.
Pieces that are the higher quality examples are 200 years old.
You are so cool, Joyce.
Oh
my God.
you.
I'm so glad I came across you.
Good.
This is amazing. Okay, so we were talking about how you make them and the different filaments. I love how you also incorporated into your display. So that's another thing that I want, like, other artists to see as they're coming up, is like how they can put their booth together too, because that's another thing that we
really
need
is.
Inspiration. It's an art form in itself,
right? And I fly to a lot of shows. I don't bring these same desks, but I'll do similar cases. So a lot of this I can get into a couple of suitcases.
That's cool.
And just carry on the inventory.
Yes. So tell me, how did you how did this kind of,
how did I get into
become it? How did you know that you could, and how long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been making jewelry for about 25 years. I think I've been saying that for maybe the last 5 or 6. So maybe it's been more like 30. I don't know.
I used to do that when I was a hairstylist.
That old.
I was saying for a long time, I was like, I've been doing hair for 10 years. And then I was saying that, and then it became 15 years.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
A little bit longer.
But you don't look like you've been doing anything for 25 years.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. You look beautiful. I love it. My God, you have perfect skin tone.
I was going to say, though, I was talking to another artist. I'm like, when you do what you love, it shows. It helps. It really helps with the aging process.
Yeah, good.
Instead of selling all this stuff at Ulta, people need to just start bottling passion.
There you go.
Like, follow your passion.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, I have been making jewelry forever, but I had a little pin someone gave me as a child. And I kept looking at it every so often, and I would see this, this pin and think, I really like that technique. I don't know anybody doing it.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I just got up one morning, I had a cup of coffee. I got on this kick where I was really looking at micro mosaic of a piece I had and looking it up online, antique pieces. But I wonder if I can learn this somewhere. So I Googled it. There was one school in Ravenna, Italy, where they taught the course in English once a year. And I had the weekend off that weekend. So I'm like, I'm just going to put some money down on it. So I did, before I told anybody. Otherwise, people like my mother, you can't go to Italy by yourself. I already did. I already put money on it. I have to do it. We'd never do anything.
We would never do. I literally wouldn't have met my husband if I listened to my mom. The pandemic hit.
Yeah.
And my mom said, don't go out there and do Uber. And I said, Mommy, I got to make money.
Yeah.
And so he was like the first ride that I had that night. Wow. And so, it's just the rest is history. So don't listen to your mom, y'all.
Trust your instinct.
Once you get to be a certain age, you don't have to listen to your mom.
This is a fact. This is a fact.
So that is so cool. Okay, so then you went to Italy.
I went to Italy. It was either the Vatican where they do have a school there, but they didn't teach it in English. And that seemed a little intimidating. So in Ravenna, they said it was in English. It was enough in English. Yeah. And there were just 2 other girls and I, one from Russia, one from China. And,
come on, diversity.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Once a year, I think there's not a big demand for people who want to delve into this. They mostly would teach floor techniques and other what you might think of as a standard mosaic, but yeah, great place for that. So I went to Ravenna, Italy. And,
that's cool.
Ate a lot of Italian food. Fell in love with tomatoes, which taste so much better.
Yeah,
and all of that, and learned how to do this. Although they were drinking espresso while they were doing it.
That would make my hands shake.
It made me rethink why I was doing it at that moment. When I so,
that is so
But
funny.
they teach you enough to get you going, to learn the basics, and I'm learning every time I make a piece. Every color has got its own little technique. The glass, it doesn't mix like paint. Red and white tend to make gray. So it took quite a while before because some of them burn in the flame. So I have to work in little tiny bits for some of these, work quickly, try to get the shape right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's so
trial and error on a lot of these. I reinvent the wheel.
Yes.
Each piece.
Well, that is so cool. So
thank you.
I'm trying to think of what else I want to ask you.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't go to school for this, so I should probably prepare
better. Your instinct is right on, though. You're asking a lot of the right questions.
I don't know
how did you get into it? What inspires you? How long you've been doing it?
Okay, and so you're from Sarasota, so you do shows all over. Like we're in Atlanta right now.
Yes.
How far north do you go from
I go
Florida?
all over the country.
Because you fly sometimes.
Because I can't fly, and I'm from Minnesota originally. You can tell. And sorry,
Minnesota. That's what I like to call it.
Yeah, that's what this code's for.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a good code.
Yeah, well, I got it up there. Didn't think I'd have it in Atlanta.
Atlanta will surprise you with the weather.
So I go all over. I'll do a show in Denver called Cherry Creek.
Okay.
I've done that. I'll go to Columbus, Ohio is on the list this June. I'll be up there.
Okay.
Milwaukee. There's one called Lakefront. There's Madison, Wisconsin. In the fall, I like the East Coast, so I have a couple in Virginia Beach that I'll do.
Cool.
And then the winter is mostly Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Whatever the top show is, will apply to it.
Cool. So
that's the whole process in itself.
You
could do a podcast on the application process.
You know what?
You really could, because there's so much more to it than anybody gets.
Yes.
Your booth is a much bigger deal. They're very competitive.
It's even the the photography too. You have to have a good photographer.
That's it.
It's a whole thing. Juried art shows are no joke. So yeah, you're right. You gave me an idea.
Yeah, people think you just sign up and you go, and you don't. You have to hope to get in.
Yeah.
You have to maybe apply to more than one show that weekend if you want a chance.
And that costs money too. So you have to invest. You have to be prepared to invest in yourself as well at every step of the way.
Yeah. Intermittent positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
One of my friends said, and I think that's what this art world is like.
Yeah.
Every so often you have a really good show and you think, yes, I can do it. Then you have a couple where you question your life choices.
Yeah.
And you're back again,
That is so true. Oh my God. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Well, this is awesome. So, okay. So do you have anything else you want to tell me about your art while I'm here? Any collections, special collections that you have with you today?
Well, I've been
working
on
people to know about.
Hummingbirds are kind of
okay.
I always like making the more intricate the scene, the more time it takes. But what I really love to do is to create a little scene of some type. My koi is recently.
Oh, I love the koi fish.
My little koi. Let me set him down. I'm probably wiggling him there. Okay. Take it out too if it's easier. I think the lemon trees are one of my favorites, but it could be just because I want to go to the Amalfi Coast and I haven't been there.
Ooh, yeah.
So I can look at photographs too for references before I make the drawing. So sometimes I do that.
That is so.
Water lilies have been very popular. The water lily collection.
I was gonna say they remind me of
kind of a Monet.
Yes, thank you. Oh my God.
It's all right.
Took the word right out my mouth.
Yes.
And I love your flowers too, because you can't beat just beautiful flowers.
I love flowers. I like to go to botanical gardens on my off days if I'm at a show, and there's this one is a gorgeous botanical garden here. Yeah. It's one of the best.
It is for real.
Flowers make me happy, so I want to.
And it makes for a really good way, because now we're going into the business side of things.
Right.
You can set really nice stones in those.
You can set a stone, right?
And that will amplify and also make your art translate to more people that way too. The people that want those faceted stones, because it takes all kinds,
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love the versatility. So,
thank you.
All right. So last but not least, Joyce, what kind of advice would you give to a up and coming artist that is thinking about doing this full time?
Well, if they're thinking about doing it full time and they're interested in art festivals, I think go out to art festivals and talk to artists.
That's the first step. Get out there. That's your first Get in the field.
Yeah, and especially ones that are in the same medium that the young artist is going into. If you're a painter, go look at painters and talk to them and see how they're set up, what their presentation is like. Presentation is much more important than you think. You can have fabulous work, but if you're going to put it on a card table, you're not going to get anybody really looking at it seriously, or on a rare occasion, or
that is
wanting
so
to invest
true.
the money into it.
Because I don't know if I told you, but I crochet.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I hope I didn't get that on the
no, you're good.
burping on the mic. But so I crochet, and back in Charlottesville, he does the city markets, which are just little local markets and stuff, where there's two that he'll do. There's like $25 booth fee. It's just people are coming for tomatoes and they leave with a bracelet, like a $6,000 bracelet or something,
wow,
so it's one of those type of vibes. And so he sets up his thing, and I just put my little table on the end of his booth. And I at first I was just doing hats and scarves. So I would always sell the hats and scarves, but this past weekend I was like, oh, I might bring some more of my like really intricate pieces, like my cardigans, my dresses, my shirts and stuff. And so I didn't really prepare properly. So I just kind of folded them and put them on the table. And it did not it's not aesthetic. Yeah, aesthetically it's and then my price is not cheap. So they were like, they would see the price and they would like go away, because they're like, this girl just she doesn't even have a booth, and she's trying to sell stuff for $300. And it's like, get out of here.
But if you present it better, or more professionally, then they would be like, oh, that's really low.
Yes.
If you made that.
Yes. I'm so glad we just spoke about that, because that is so true. And so, yes, future artists, invest in when you're coming out into the public, make sure you're bringing your best. Always.
If
just bring your best.
Helpful. Yeah. They'll tell you how they're setting them up. A lot of times you can get them maybe used, so it's not quite such an investment. Yeah. You can rent tents often at art festivals.
That's true.
Some of the people I exhibit with in Florida, you can rent pro panels if you're a painter. Something to kind of.
Right. So we're back. Sorry, y'all. My phone ran out of storage.
Happens.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, where can the people find you if they want to purchase a piece of your beautiful art and your jewelry?
Sure. Thank you. Well, I've got this is my business card. I have a QR code, and it links to my Instagram, Facebook. It links to Etsy and also my website, but I'm transitioning the whole website. So don't judge me by my website. It's going to look better.
Yes. And you'll have some time too, because this is not going to be uploaded probably till about a month or two from now.
Oh, okay. Because I'm changing it all over. I'm getting rid of the one I've got and moving it over to, I think, Shopify or something.
Yeah, that's smarter. I think they'll start it at like $5 or something like that. They have really good deals on Shopify.
Seems like all my friends are going to that, and people can actually order them if they see it on Instagram.
That's right, because you can link it. You can link it to your Instagram thing. It's a great idea.
Right.
Shopify is probably going to be your best bet.
Okay. And there'll be a show list down there also. And I try to post wherever I'm going to be, at least a month in advance.
Yeah, so that the people can know where to find you.
Right. I'm at art festivals all over the country. Whatever the top art festival is, I'm trying to get into that one. So I've applied and to whatever the top show is. So this has got a good reputation.
Yeah, no, this is a really good show.
Yeah, very high quality.
Yes, 89 years too.
89 years. Not many shows can say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as well established as you can get.
So thank you, Dogwood Festival, for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming over.
If some of the Dogwood people watch this.
Oh,
but yeah.
Hello, Dogwood people.
So awesome! Thank you so much,
You're
Joyce,
welcome.
again, for being on this episode of About Your Art podcast.
Story shine. It's a work of art.